The first Stoic lesson that I would recommend for forging inner strength is to control your perception. This means learning to see the world and the events in your life from a more objective and rational perspective. It is important to remember that you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. When you learn to control your perception, you will be less likely to be swayed by negative emotions. You will also be more resilient in the face of challenges. Here are a few tips for controlling your perception. 1. Control your perception. The Stoics believed that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. This is because our perception of events is what shapes our emotional response. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, you can choose to get angry and upset, or you can choose to see it as a minor inconvenience. The choice is yours. When you learn to control your perception, you will be less likely to be swayed by negative emotions. You will also be more resilient in the face of challenges. Here are some tips for controlling your perception. Be aware of your own biases and prejudices. We all have biases, but it's important to be aware of them so that they do not cloud our judgment. Consider multiple perspectives. When you're faced with a difficult situation, try to see it from different perspectives. This will help you to understand the situation better and to make more informed decisions. Focus on the positive. Even in the most difficult situations, there is always something positive to focus on. Look for the silver lining and try to learn from your experiences. Here are some exercises that you can do to practice controlling your perception. Journaling. Journaling is a great way to reflect on your thoughts and feelings. When you are journaling, take some time to write about how you are perceiving the events in your life. Are you seeing things from a positive or negative perspective? Are there any biases or prejudices that are influencing your perception? Meditation. Meditation can help you to train your mind to be more aware of your thoughts and feelings. When you're meditating, focus on your breath and try to observe your thoughts without judgment. If you notice that your mind is wandering, gently bring it back to your breath. Visualization. Visualization is a powerful technique that you can use to change your perception of events and situations. To visualize, close your eyes and imagine a situation that you want to perceive in a different way. For example, if you are feeling anxious about a job interview, you could visualize yourself giving a successful interview and feeling confident and prepared. By practicing these exercises, you can learn to control your perception and to develop a more positive and resilient outlook on life. 2. Accept what you cannot control. Another important Stoic lesson is to accept what you cannot control. This includes things like the weather, traffic, and the behavior of other people. When you accept that there are things outside of your control, you will be less likely to stress and worry about them. You will also be more able to focus on the things that you can control, such as your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Here are some tips for accepting what you cannot control. Identify the things that you can and cannot control. Make a list of the things that you can control and the things that you cannot control. Once you have identified these things, focus your energy on the things that you can control and let go of the things that you cannot control. Challenge negative thoughts. When you have a negative thought, challenge it. Ask yourself if the thought is true and if there is anything that you can do about it. If the thought is not true, or if there is nothing that you can do about it, let it go. Focus on the present moment. The only time that you truly have is the present moment. When you dwell on the past or worry about the future, you are not living in the present moment. Focus on the present moment and accept the things that you cannot control. 3. Live in the present moment. The Stoics believed that the only time that we truly have is the present moment. The past is gone and the future is not yet here. When we dwell on the past or worry about the future, we are not living in the present moment. This can lead to unhappiness and dissatisfaction. The Stoics taught us to focus on the present moment and to appreciate the little things in life. When we live in the present moment, we are more likely to be happy and content. Here are some tips for living in the present moment. Pay attention to your breath. Your breath is a powerful tool that you can use to bring yourself back to the present moment. When you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed, take a few deep breaths and focus on your breath. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. There are many different ways to practice mindfulness, such as meditation, yoga, and Tai Chi. Savor your experiences. When you are doing something that you enjoy, take the time to savor the experience. Pay attention to the details and notice how you are feeling. By practicing these tips, you can learn to live in the present moment and to appreciate the little things in life. 4. Be grateful. Gratitude is another important Stoic virtue. When we are grateful for the things that we have, we are less likely to focus on the things that we don't have. Gratitude can help us to appreciate the good things in our lives, both big and small. It can also help us to be more resilient in the face of challenges. When we are grateful, we are more likely to be happy and content. Here are some tips for being grateful. Start a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, take some time to write down 3 things that you are grateful for. This could be anything from your health to your family to a delicious meal. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you're mindful, you're more likely to appreciate the good things in your life. Help others. Helping others is a great way to show your gratitude for the things that you have. When you help others, you're also making the world a better place. 5. Be virtuous. The Stoics believed that we should strive to be virtuous people. This means living in accordance with reason and nature. Some of the Stoic virtues include wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When we strive to be virtuous, we are more likely to live a good and meaningful life. Here are some tips for being virtuous. Be wise. Wisdom is the ability to understand the world and to make sound decisions. To be wise, we need to be open-minded and to be willing to learn from our mistakes. Be courageous. Courage is the ability to face our fears and to stand up for what is right. To be courageous, we need to be confident in ourselves and in our values. Be just. Justice is the ability to treat others fairly and with respect. To be just, we need to be impartial and to consider the needs of others. Be temperate. Temperance is the ability to moderate our desires and to live a balanced life. To be temperate, we need to be disciplined and to have self-control. 6. Don't compare yourself to others. One of the best ways to undermine your own inner strength is to compare yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, you are always going to find someone who is better than you in some way. This can lead to feelings of inferiority and inadequacy. The Stoics taught us to focus on our own journey and to compare ourselves to our own past performance. When we do this, we are more likely to be motivated and to achieve our goals. Here are some tips for avoiding comparison. Focus on your own journey. Everyone is on their own unique journey. Don't compare your journey to someone else's journey. Celebrate your own successes. When you achieve a goal, take some time to celebrate your success. This will help you to stay motivated and to keep moving forward. Don't compare your weaknesses to other people's strengths. Everyone has weaknesses. Don't compare your weaknesses to other people's strengths. Focus on improving your own weaknesses. 7. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is an inevitable part of life. Everyone fails at some point, and it is important to remember that failure is not the end of the world. It is an opportunity to learn and grow. The Stoics believed that failure is a necessary step on the path to success. They taught us that we should embrace failure and learn from it. When we fail, we should not dwell on it or beat ourselves up about it. Instead, we should reflect on what went wrong and how we can improve in the future. Here are some tips for dealing with failure. Accept failure. The first step to dealing with failure is to accept it. This does not mean that you have to like it, but it does mean that you need to acknowledge that it happened. Identify the cause of failure. Once you have accepted failure, take some time to reflect on what went wrong. What mistakes did you make? What could you have done differently? Learn from your mistakes. Once you have identified the cause of failure, you can start to learn from your mistakes. What can you do differently next time? Move on. Once you have learned from your mistakes, it is important to move on and not dwell on the past. Focus on the present and on your future goals. 8. Be kind to yourself. It is important to be kind to yourself, especially when you are going through a difficult time. This means forgiving yourself for your mistakes and accepting yourself for who you are. When you are kind to yourself, you are more likely to be happy and content. You are also more likely to persevere through challenges and to achieve your goals. Here are some tips for being kind to yourself. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. It is a part of being human. Don't beat yourself up over your mistakes. Forgive yourself and move on. Accept yourself for who you are. You are unique and special. Don't try to be someone you're not. Accept yourself for who you are and love yourself unconditionally. Take care of yourself. Make sure to eat healthy foods, get enough sleep, and exercise regularly. Taking care of your physical and mental health will help you to be more kind to yourself. Additional thoughts on forging inner strength. Forging inner strength is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and commitment. But it is a journey that is well worth taking. Here are some additional thoughts on how to forge inner strength. Develop a positive mindset. A positive mindset will help you to see the world in a more optimistic light and to persevere through challenges. Build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. You can build resilience by practicing the tips above, such as accepting failure and being kind to yourself. Connect with others. Having strong social connections can provide you with support and encouragement. Make time for the people who are important to you. Find meaning and purpose. Having a sense of meaning and purpose in life can give you a sense of direction and motivation. Find something that you are passionate about and pursue it with all your heart. 9. Be kind to others. It is important to be kind to others, even if they are not kind to you. This is because kindness is a virtue, and it is something that we should strive to practice, regardless of how others behave. When we are kind to others, we are making the world a better place. We are also setting a good example for others to follow. Here are some tips for being kind to others. Smile and say hello. A simple smile and hello can go a long way. It shows the other person that you see them and that you care about them. Be helpful. If you see someone who needs help, offer to help them. This could be something as simple as holding the door open or helping them to carry their groceries. Be compassionate. Try to understand what others are going through and be compassionate towards them. Everyone is going through something in their life. Be forgiving. Everyone makes mistakes. If someone does something to hurt you, try to forgive them. Holding on to grudges will only hurt you in the long run. 10. Remember that you are not alone. Finally, it is important to remember that you are not alone. Everyone struggles at some point in their lives. If you are feeling down or discouraged, reach out to a friend, family member, or therapist for support. Talking to someone about what you're going through can help you to feel better. Here are some tips for finding support. Talk to a friend, or family member. Sometimes it is helpful to talk to someone who knows you well and cares about you. They can offer you support and encouragement. Join a support group. There are support groups for all sorts of things, from grief to anxiety to addiction. Joining a support group can help you to connect with other people who are going through similar experiences. Seek professional help. If you are struggling to cope, seek professional help from a therapist or counselor. They can help you to develop coping mechanisms and to work through your challenges. Remember, you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help you. Reach out for support when you need it. Additional thoughts on forging inner strength. Forging inner strength is about developing the qualities that enable us to persevere through challenges and to live a fulfilling life, even in the face of adversity. These qualities include resilience, courage, self-compassion, and a positive mindset. One of the best ways to forge inner strength is to practice the lessons outlined above. By being kind to ourselves and others, living in the present moment, and accepting what we cannot control, we can develop the resilience and courage to face any challenge that comes our way. We can also forge inner strength by connecting with our values and purpose. When we know what is important to us and why we are here, we have a stronger foundation to draw on when things get tough. Finally, it is important to remember that forging inner strength is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and commitment, but it is a journey that is well worth taking. Watch the next video. Link in the description below. Subscribe for more profound insights on your spiritual journey. May your path be filled with grace and enlightenment.